Back up. I mean, again, parents do not normally wall their children into the bedroom.
Well, they gave me a little slit.
No. Well, why would they wall up the window?
I should ask. I don't know. I don't know.
Were there bars in the slit?
No, it was just not, I don't know. Perhaps it was for. I really don't know. I should ask them, I guess. But there. Yeah, we lived sort of near the Burbank Airport over there, and we'd get these. They would come down so low. I mean, in fact, when we were kids, we would play this game where we would actually count how long it took the exhaust to reach us from the planes. And so those kind of things, and these like tremor, like.
No, this is explaining a lot.
Things, you know,
the Surgeon General could use you to testify. Well, you know, you see, what I find interesting is that you said that you were influenced by these films. I mean, it seems like people like you, what are you, like 33, right? I mean, there's a whole generation of filmmakers who are influenced by other films, more so than by the books. Like, my wife is a Dickens fan. I like Dickens. When I look at, like, the Penguin, he looks like a Dickensian character. He's got the big coat, and he walks with that sort of Mr. Cobblepot. Those are all English-sounding names.
Yeah, I mean, I was always liked Dickens, that world and stuff, the Victorian. I don't know. Again, I always make my own sort of strange links with Burbank and those kind of places. I don't know, just because it's sort of Victorian in terms of its temperament or so. I don't know exactly. Polyester, kind of that kind of. They didn't have it back in those days, but I don't know, there's some links
I know what you're saying. There's a cross-cultural. It's almost my wife grew up here. When I take her back to Boston, I mean, people are amazed here to see a house built as long ago as 1948. People go, oh, 1948. When you come from Boston, you see things built in, 1600s, 1700s. So when the two sort of clash...
There's an austere quality that growing up here that I always sort of liken to that kind of Victorian temperament where everything was very rigid and not a lot of emotion or feeling coming through. And so I think that I just saw those links in that way.
Okay, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit and we'll show a clip from the movie Batman Returns, Tim Burton.
Jay and Tim will be right back.
We are talking with Tim Burton, the director of Batman Returns and Edward Scissorhands and a bunch of other movies. Here's a question I'm sure every film student in the country probably wonders. I mean, you were, 28, I guess, when you directed Batman. Certainly one of the biggest movies of all time. I don't know, maybe the biggest, I don't know. How do we get from sort of 28-year-old to, I mean, how do you get handed a $60 million project?
Well,
especially
it's a
kind of wearing these
business
clothes.
of sociopaths. So it's like, and you can come into this whole thing, and you actually feel very lucky all of the time because nobody seems to know what they're doing, and there's all this sort of...
No, but you started, as an animator for Disney? Is that correct?
Started as an animator at Disney for a couple of years, and then did a couple of short films, and then got the opportunity to do Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Right.
It just was kind of stream of conscious, and I don't know, I mean, I never really went to film school or anything, so I really kind of lucked into the whole thing in a way.
Oh, by not having any sort of...
By not having any skills, they give you movies to direct.
When you do a scene, do you sketch out, like when I look at sort of the Penguin's lair, I mean, and I see all the elaborateness to it, do you sketch that out on paper? Do you then give it to a set designer? I mean,
I do little sketches, but I work with people that I've worked with before, and I work with people that like me enough that will look at like weird little kind of cartoony sketches and kind of elaborate, and it's, there's a lot of people involved, and you like to work with artists that are, that are into it and kind of elaborate on things. So, I don't meticulously sketch out everything. I started out doing that more, but as I get into it more, just a bit more shorthand.
Well, tell me about Danny DeVito. Now the Penguin character, I mean, I used to read Batman as a kid, and also on the TV show. Obviously, the Penguin is a little bit different. I mean, this is such a dark, strange sort of character. How far is too strange? I mean, how do you know when you...
I don't. I mean, we just try to, that was one of my least favorite characters in the comic because it was just a guy in a top hat and all, and when Danny DeVito got involved, we really wanted to make it something, and we just took the idea of the penguin, just that word alone, and just conjured up the whole thing, and then once it was a lot of research with that character, but
it's based on anybody we know. Do you see people and go?
He's based on most of the political candidates at the moment.
I can see that. Yeah,
he's the true outside candidate.
Boy, he is the outside candidate.
Yes.
Okay, we have a clip here. Let's put our monitor up here. All righty, there you are. You would like this kind of a... This is the scene from Batman Returns.
Is it on television already?
Yeah, gosh. Does this need any setup, what we're going to see here?
It's just a bunch of weird animal people running around in the dark. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're not doing PR for the film. Okay. I think Michelle Pfeiffer is in this one, right? As the
Michelle
Catwoman?
and Danny and Michael Keaton and...
All right, let's take a look. Batman Returns.
What do you want? The direct approach. I admire that in a man with a mask. You don't really think you'll win, do you? Things change.
Meow.
I saw her first. Gotta fly.
Although we didn't see any of the real penguins in this clip. I mean, there are like hundreds of penguins attacking and marching.
We had all sorts of techniques known to man with penguins.
Do they listen better than actors? Or?
Well, fish. We used fish to get them. We cooled down the stage. We took very good care of them, and they're very beautiful creatures, really.
Yeah. Now, you think? I know you said the last Batman. Oh no, it's not going to be another sequel. Well, this isn't really a sequel. I think you could see this without.
Well,
knowing
I think that there's so much placed on sequels and what people think about them and stuff, and it's like, you look at a Fellini movie or something, and he kind of does the same themes and stuff, although you wouldn't call it Satyricon 2 or something like that. It's like, I just felt like, well, these new characters, Penguin and Catwoman, that they just had enough different life to make it something else, and it was interesting enough, and with Danny and Michelle and Christopher Walken and all these people and stuff.
Walken was great.
He's the greatest.
He's a wonderful villain.
They're all great. So all those people and
Let me put you on the spot here. Now this is the rumor going around town. I mumble grumble. Mm-hmm. Robin Williams, maybe the Riddler in the next one. Is there anything to this?
I kept on the first movie. I have a press clippings this thick of I remember. Once where it said Al Pacino was donning the tights to play Robin, and all these weird, this complete. I don't know where this stuff comes from.
They're fun to do.
I know it's fun. Well, maybe I'll just take all that stuff.
Fun to do. Well, you did a terrific job. Terrific job. It's an amazing visual.
Thank you.
I hate a visual feast. That sounds stupid, but it's really unbelievable if you go see it. It's Batman Returns, director Tim Burton.
Thank you. Thanks, Tim. Nice to meet you.
Black Sheep when we return.